No, one book.
And still, it's like I'm the last of the real. It's like I'm the last of the.
Well, can I ask you something?
Go on.
Why were you on 30 Day Miles? 30 Days Miles.
Wow. Oh, we're starting there, are we?
All right, we're gonna start there, but here you go.
Is that a real question?
Yeah, it's a genuine question.
Shit. Thank you. Okay, so
Who did you not pay on time?
listen. The first things first, yeah. I'm not about to get drawn out over £55. Okay.
It was £55. He's moving mad over £55.
Some people.
£55 is a lot, to be fair.
I mean.
Was it hard work though? All right, go on, I'll let you speak.
Okay, yeah. Because some people just like they are bored, innit?
Yeah.
They don't really have much in their life to entertain them, so they decide to, you know, make things last longer than they really should. And the thing is about me, I'm a freelance producer, I'm a freelance production manager. So I'll work for different companies at different times. And once I've done my bit, you know, I've actually forwarded invoices, I've wrapped up the budget, everyone's happy with the position that we're in, the things are about to be delivered, all of that. Yeah. I've moved on. Please believe I've moved on. This person may still be a +44 in my phone. So, do you know, like, for me to now come back and kind of be investigating all these things that, all these accusations and whatnot.
Can I say something? Have you clocked? The unsaved numbers always have the most to say.
That's because they're bitter. That's why. They're bitter. They're sad. They're bored. They're jobs.
And the DP is always like a picture of a car.
I don't talk to
or like a quote from like a book, or like a quote from like Nelson Mandela or some shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, God.
No, it's real. It's real. Because this will be the one quote that they live their life by, and they probably have it tattooed on their lower back or something. But anyway, what I was going to say is that, you know what?
Go on.
There is an issue within the industry about people not paying invoices on time and people being underpaid and undervalued for their work and for their craft. I have to say that I'm not that person to exploit others. And I run a business to prevent these types of things from happening. Like my development and production consultancy is purely run on getting people into roles in television, plugging people's ideas with commissioners and like, you know, giving them an opportunity to actually earn some money for their IP. Yeah. So to kind of have that accusation thrown at me, like I've intentionally not paid somebody, that really is not a fair portrayal of my character or my professionalism.
Do you know who it is exactly?
Yeah, of course, and it's been settled.
They emailed you back after you said like...
They DM'd me.
Yeah.
They DM'd me.
It must have been a harsh one, innit? That must have been a deep one.
Did you remember the person?
I know what it was about.
Yeah.
And the reason that I passed it along was because, as I said, I'm a freelancer. So it's my responsibility to pass on your invoices. But if you've left your receipts from the invoice and that's the reason for the delay in payment, then that's something that you have to take up with the production company who's hired you, not the individual. Because, as I've said, I've moved on to other jobs and other things. So, you know, like, it's been resolved. They should have nothing to complain about moving forward. They've collected their £55, and you know they keep it stepping.
So instead of like taking it further, they thought, yeah, let me take it to this Instagram page.
The anonymous DM, the anonymous DM. Before you can call me, before you can email me, you think, oh, let me go on this anonymous page.
Imagine, even on the phone was like, she's gonna see this.
Well, he weren't wrong, because obviously.
That's magic. Someone actually sent it to me. It was a hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag it to me.
So it was JD who actually showed me that this is what's being said. Yeah. So as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I put it on my story. I had to, because I know you're not gonna draw me out.
I should screenshot it like she was a criminal.
For real. But do you know what's mad is that he was trying to like send all these text messages like all these screenshots and whatnot. But you know when people conveniently miss out like certain things to make themselves look better. So I've gone back for our text and I've actually said to him, I apologize, like that this payment has taken so long. You know, it's because your receipts are missing.
Yeah, keep it professional.
I've moved on now, but you can take it up with this production company, and you know they will sort it for you. I gave him the name of it. He had the details from the invoice. From time he was threatening to send the bailiffs round or whatever, he clearly had all the details that he needed in order to chase up his payment if it was so important. But as I said, people just like to create entertainment in their lives, innit? So
Man said, knock on my door.
You know what I mean?
he said he was gonna commentate my flat screen TV for his for his invoice.
And when was this, he was saying all of that before he done the Instagram page thing.
Basically.
Oh, who is that page set up by? I want to meet this
It's
guy.
just the same anonymous people, innit?
How he must have been so triggered. He must have gone.
Yeah.
He must have gone so many late payments in order for him to get that page set up.
But people have a right to be vexed about these things, innit?
Yeah, of course.
People have a right to be vexed. Like,
Yeah.
you can't you know, when you're on production, you're often working mad hours.
Yeah.
You're leaving your house sometimes if you're traveling at 5 a.m. You're not getting home, particularly if you work in production. You're a producer, production manager, coordinator. You're not getting home until the last person has even left set.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Production teams don't even charge overtime. Like we will get our fee, and then it will be the crew who have that option to charge overtime fees. So I completely empathize with anybody who hasn't been paid on time or who's put in more hours than they thought that they was going to put in, and they haven't been compensated fairly. Like, I empathize with that. And as I've said, like, I've built my company so that I can actively like work against those things.
You've built your own freelance company.
Yeah.
How did you start that?
So I realized that with the lack of representation in the industry and the demand for more people of color and people from non-traditional like television backgrounds, basically people who haven't been handed their job to them from their uncle or their father or their mother or their auntie, I realized that there was a demand for people to have either people of color or people who are from non-traditional TV backgrounds. There's a demand to have them on their team because they're realizing that there's a demand for seeing more black culture on screen. But if you make black culture without black people in the room, then you're going to get it really wrong. So identifying that gap, I basically launched a company, and we started off with a development agreement with 3 independent production companies.
Sick.
So that means that people would come to me with ideas for TV, and I would share those pitches with the development teams within those production companies. And then some of those shows that had good potential for TV, they would get paid development. So they would get it to a place where it was ready to be pitched to broadcasters, you know, whether that's like hosting writing rooms or just making a wicked treatment or, just like making those formal introductions so that people know that they have another option that isn't YouTube. And then, like we managed to get, I think, 8 shows into paid development, and I've had over 20 people into paid positions within television.
Nice.
Since we launched. So
What year was this?
2021. So literally
This
last
is
year.
so recent.
Yeah.
How did you manage to set that up so quickly?
Well, it was the pandemic. Like everything was on fast forward, and I knew what I wanted to do. I was really, I had
Production
really,
was still going on at the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
in a limited capacity, but shows were still having to be made. I was on a true crime series in 2020, and that was for Oxygen Channel, which is like a true crime channel for America. And so our whole shoot was in America, but we as Fremantle or ITN Productions, we were the ones who were producing it. So everything that we did was remote. And we had to build these kits which had Samsung phones in them, like lighting and a tripod. We had to hire local runners who had some knowledge of lighting and setups, and then we would send those kits to the runners. They would go to the contributor's house, set it up for them, and then we'd film that, and it was broadcast ready. Like, we made a whole program out of that. You can watch it on Hey You. It's called Twisted Killers.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. But that's just one example of how production continued through
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pandemic.
yeah.
There had to be so many
Things
in place.
People
to
didn't
make it
realize you
happen.
could still do production work during lockdown,
Yeah.
like online content, like over Zoom calls as well.
100%, because more people are trapped at home.
Yeah.
They don't have a space where they can, they don't. You need new content. Like, look at how much we consume.
It fast tracked a lot of people's careers as well.
Yeah,
I wish
everyone
I
creates
started
content
then, you
now.
know.
What, TikTok?
Yeah,
Was TikTok around before COVID?
Yeah,
it was.
Swear up.
Yeah,
TikTok's been around since Vine.
Fuck that.
It has. It's been around for that long, but it wasn't popularized until we became aware of it. Yeah, but there's a lot of like platforms like that,
Yeah.
like short form content.
At one point.
Triller.
Triller did that.
I've never had Triller, you know.
I never had it, but I just used to see it.
Is that a dance app? Was that a music app?
It was basically TikTok to me.
It's like short videos, isn't it? Like short clips and stuff. But that's like one form of content, which is more like social media driven. But I like to focus more on high caliber,
More TV.
high value content. Yeah, I work in television. Some people ask me if I work in film. I do not work in film.
You never worked in the film before?
No, I don't feel like that's my bag. Like TV is my bag because I feel like I can revolutionize this ish. But whereas like with film, there's more of there's almost more of a prestige associated with it. So it's really hard to like just kind of come and break down barriers because these lot have been doing it for time and they have references. Like they will speak on their Stanley Kubrick methods. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what they want to do.
I was going to ask you, just touching on your freelance company as well.
Yeah.
Because the industry is so heavily male dominated as well. However, it is now also more...
There are more women in the industry.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know, how did you navigate yourself? Did you find any difficulties navigating yourself in the industry, or even not even with your freelance company, but more within, let's say, on set or during production on a video shoot?
Yeah, definitely. I think that what I've noticed most about women in production is that very often we are in the positions where we're controlling a lot of the logistics, and then men are often in the positions where they're controlling a lot of the creative. So I think that when it comes to the setup of a shoot, because of the positions that women are in, naturally they will take on a lot of the responsibility and they'll take on a lot of the blame for things when it does go wrong.
Yeah.
Even if a woman is trying to facilitate the vision, the ambitious vision of a male creative, and if that wasn't to work, like for any reason, whether it's like budget restrictions or just like being realistic about what's achievable in the times that you've set for the production, if it doesn't work out the way that man has expected it to, then a woman will feel that she takes on a lot of the blame for that. And so I think that naturally I think there's a bit of an imbalance there, because from what I see, it will be the women who are literally putting like all the hours in, like all the hours, like all the hours. Because we're not only taking care of the production, like how the project's going to turn out, but we're also managing the people that are involved in the creation of it.
Okay.
And you have to accommodate for those people. You have to cater for them. So much of our job is about managing egos and making people comfortable so they can do their job, because it's a hard job. Like it's hard. Like working in production is hard.
Yeah.
So
even especially as a producer.
Yeah.
The producing is difficult.
It's the biggest job, so and it often comes with the least amount of thanks. Yeah. So, you know, because it's like actors will get their flowers, directors will get their flowers, but like who's the production team? And they're the ones who have like carried the whole thing on their backs. Like literally. So there's definitely there's always going to be that. Well, I hope that it's not always going to be the case, but certainly even still today, you do see the imbalance between women in production and men in production. The coin is crazy.
But so then how do you handle difficult situations when it comes to production then?
just as calm as possible.
Yeah.
It's a high paced environment. It's really stressful. Like, nobody sees pre-production.
Yeah.
Everyone always sees the shoot. And depending on what type of program you're working on, whether it's a music video pre-production could probably be about 2 weeks. We turn around music videos in 2 weeks. That's calm. That's light.
I've heard. Sorry. No, just it's like a typical thing on music videos that artists always rock up late.
Oh yeah.
I don't shoot music videos anymore.
I'll show one. I don't think I'll do that again.
Yeah, I mean,
Never again.
the art. I think you get to. I had something happen on a shoot this year, which basically the artist showed up 6 hours late.
6 hours. What the fuck? That's rap time.
Yeah, basically.
Actually, I heard a story that Rihanna showed up, I think, 19 hours late on set.
Man said nearly a whole day late.
A whole day
1-9.
late. So I think
That's crazy.
So I think call time was 7 a.m. and I think she arrived 7 p.m. I think there's 7 p.m. or like I think 10. No, she arrived 10 p.m.
Yeah.
But obviously she had to do her makeup, so she wasn't ready. So the following day she wasn't ready until about 4 or 5 a.m.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair play though.
So,
but if you're like smart about production, you will make contingencies for that kind of madness. Like, because a lot of artists, they don't respect production teams. And I have a big problem with that. And a lot of people in the industry do. There's certain artists which are blacklisted and you can't hire equipment for them. You can't hire locations for them. You can't even get insurance for them because they are seen as too much of a liability. Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Companies won't rent stuff out to them.
Not at
That
all.
is insane.
Not at all. Certain people in the industry, because the industry's small as well, like you already know who the like top DOPs are, like you know who the top gaffers are, like you know who is able to create the style that you want.
Yeah.
For certain artists, if you reach out to them, man, they will say no.
That's insane. So the guy in the comments is like, nope.
Yeah.
Worked with him before, never again.
Mate, for one production, I had to call, I think I had a list of about 18 people.
Fuck off.
Before I got I'll do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have the leverage to be like, fuck off.
Bro, do you know how bad that makes you look?
It's
But
terrible.
obviously you're an artist, you don't care. Like, you know,
I
you know what I
think-
mean? You're kind of
They
like...
probably don't even know that they're blacklisted.
They do know, but as I said, like it's like they don't have a respect for the people who are doing their job to add assets to the promotion of you as an artist.
Yeah.
Like how, like people are not that we're working directly for you, but we are working for your image. We're working for your brand. Like the least you could do is show up on time.
Yeah.
Like the least you could do is show up on time.
I
We've
think it's
planned this
because
whole
they have
day,
to wait around for so long. They know what it's like before they start shooting. So what if I just arrive as soon as they just start
That's low
shooting?
budget mentality. That's a low budget mentality. If you turn
Specs told me well.
if you turn up on, don't come for my boy like that, okay? JD's wicked, all right. JD turns up on time. He's professional.
days,
He
I
has
see
the
you turn
kit,
Yeah.
No, wait, don't back him. Have you not been on one of his shoots?
mate.
Oh, no,
I haven't actually been on
how
his
dare
shoot,
you back
but he's been on
Specs.
mine though.
No, but it's not my fault. Like, I'm working with people that aren't professionals, you get it? So of course it's going to be...
We've worked with professionals before.
Who's been professional?
I can't say
on set
names.
that you've been on?
I can't say names.
Yeah, they're not professional.
but-
They're TikTokers. Nah, listen, this all love.
Do you see it?
You see when they make it, I'm gonna cut this clip. I'm gonna send it to them. Yo, this is what your director said.
They're TikTokers, fam. Subtitles is what I'm trying.
You see when you say it as well in the clip, I'm gonna add my face. I'm gonna add Abner J's face on that. I'm so dead. Also, wait, hold on. I came to her birthday and she didn't remember. Do you know how disrespectful that is? I danced next to you.
You dance next to me.
Yeah.
You're lucky I didn't remember that shit. Jesus.
Jesus.
No, like obviously, I feel like you came to my birthday.
Oh, but that was the Garage Nation. Was it Garage Nation?
It was Garage Nation at
that
Scala.
Was so good.
It was such a good night. Did you stay to the end?
No, I left like
Ah.
I didn't stay till the very end. You stayed with Hashim.
Came to the food after.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't
No.
there. See, that's probably where I would have remembered you.
Do you know what I loved about Garage Nation? Not a single teenager or like young buck on site.
Trust me.
All adults.
Trust me.
All adults.
That's not true at all.
I didn't
What
see.
do you mean? We was in a different section.
What are you talking about?
I didn't see
It's got the
I
cameras.
didn't see no young bucks.
That's what you.
Was you looking for them?
How are we on time, by the way?
Were you looking for
I
them?
don't do all that.
Very-
No, listen, Amir. Amir,
I'll
if you
bring
want
you
me
flowers.
to remember you, if you want me to remember you, you have to be memorable. Like,
sorry.
I don't know if maybe it was the crepe she had on that day or something. Like, I just had to reject it from my memory. But at least you have another opportunity to make a really good impression on me. So let's go.
This is it. This is the podcast, isn't it? This is like,
The
it's very
last of the real.
yeah, it's very respectable. The last of the real ones. What is the biggest shoot you've done or produced?
The biggest.
There is one that he told me about, and I'm like a huge fan of the song and the video. And
Oh, really?
And I did not realize you had an involvement in it.
Which one? Was it
8 Mile.
Oh, 8 Mile. Oh,
Yeah.
H and Dig that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was my first.
That
was my first
tune-
job. Oh, I kicked it. Did I kick it?
Oof.
Sorry.
Have you heard the tune?
Yeah.
Yes, it's hard.
So
It's hard,
good.
it's hard.
And it is so sick.
That was the first video shoot that I was brought onto as a coordinator.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so my boy Kareem Adeshina put me on that.
I've worked with him.
Yeah, he's
He's
one of the best
sickest producers I've ever
come
worked
across
with.
in my life. When I grow up, I want to be like Kareem. Because
Kareem
he's
is a
just like,
sick
he
producer.
is clinical about the way he
Yeah.
produces, and I just respect
And
that
he's
so much.
so ruthless.
Yeah.
He's such a ruthless guy.
In what way?
Have you heard one? He CC'd me into one of his emails one time, like going back in response to someone. I read it. Even I got shook. I was like, "This is how you be. This is how you become a producer.
Yeah.
You have to be ruthless.
Yeah, you do.
You have to.
You do.
What was it like shooting that?
Intense. It was busy. We had 2 days. The first day was the setup. Second day was the shoot. We had a lot of extras, and there was no lift at the location.
Where is that location?
It's like, what is it? It's like central. It's like by the docks.
Ah, okay. The creative behind that
no,
must have been
it's,
so good.
It's like really central.
The video is so good. The color grading, the
It's
edit.
near BFI basically.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the video was
Is
is amazing.
so
But Wawa
good.
is an amazing director. First of all, that's Wawa who directed it, and Kareem produced it. The fuck?
I can't believe Kareem produced that video.
Yeah.
Ah, if I knew, huh? I worked on him on the it was a JBL shoot, the JBL orange box, the one that I was in. Do you remember? I had to be a super fan with Darkest.
Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking, what the fuck is it made doing?
Listen, we do not talk about that video.
Yeah.
Really?
It was by force. It was by force.
Yeah.
Your most proudest video?
I'm actually really proud of the evolution of Black British music.
Okay.
That's probably one of the
Talk to me about that.
programs that I'm most proud of, because we're not often afforded the opportunity to like share our history. That's what happened actually in like 2015. I remember watching a season on BBC, and it was called like the Black and British season or whatever, as if we're only Black and British for like summer or something. And like literally I was so excited to watch that.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing and seeing on television for the first time like the president of the ACS at Oxford University was basically on camera saying, yeah, Britain is racist. He said Oxford University is racist. And I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then off the back of that, there was like, what's his name again? David Olusoga.
Yeah.
He like did his little history programs as well, talking about like, you know, how long black people have been in the country, first of all, and how much we've contributed to the like infrastructure of the country. Like, you know, it's just stories that we don't hear about when we're in school. So we always wonder, you know, where we fit into all of this. Excuse me. So the evolution of Black British music, which is streaming on My5 now,
Nice.
is something that I'm proud of because it shares that story that we haven't had the opportunity to share yet, and it showcases the legends that actually built different genres like jungle, UK garage, like UKG, UK garage, UK funky, drill, grime, road rap. Like, these are just some of the genres that you know that they originated within the black community, but you don't know who did that. And then you see these people and they're not even old. Like, they're literally like
The young bucks.
they're not even old. Like, they're still here. Some of them are. Rest in peace, MC Skibber D. Because we filmed with him and then like a month later he passed. And it's just like, thank God we captured that moment with him.
Yeah.
And he's just spitting, like,
must have been some
he's just
rare
freestyling during the program, doing what he just does, innit? And it's just like, rah. And then you lose a real one like that.
When did you film that?
That was over December and January.
Okay. How was that?
It was intense, but it was just great because, you know, you're working with Nicki and Femi and like,
Okay.
they have massive reputation for just championing everybody around them and people who they've grown up with and just putting them on. So seeing them at work was just like inspirational. And yeah, like, it was nice.
Who inspired you to become a producer?
What inspired me?
And who is your biggest inspiration as well? You can add that on
Oh
top.
my God, that is such a big question. I have a lot of people who I'm inspired by, but they're not necessarily like people. They're not necessarily people who have made it, like, because I feel
Who's
like
the one that touched your heart? Who's the one that, like, you're the reason why I'm here?
there's not one person I can
fair
attribute that to. The only person I can attribute that to is my mum.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And to be fair, like, my mum's a project manager and she might not work in the creative field,
Industry,
but
yeah.
good Lord, I probably got my producing abilities from her because she will make stuff happen as well. But like, creatively, I'm inspired by people like Toby Cherry-Mateng. It was an absolute honour to work with her.
Mm-hmm. What project was that on?
That was How to Be a Person for
Okay.
E4. That was a drama actually, which we worked on. It was short, but one has been nominated for an award. No, it won an award even. It was an episode called How to Get an Abortion, and then in brackets, if you're Muslim. And it's basically like the whole series was a coming of age series.
Yeah.
So it was very like sex education-esque, but particularly because the director, Cinder Agar, was just like, she's so unapologetic about, you know, going through shit as a young person and just being who you are as a woman. Like, yeah.
Was the episode aimed at Muslims?
It wasn't aimed at Muslims, but there was
Just
the
episode,
girl,
yeah.
her heritage, she's Desi.
Yeah.
So it was about her relationship with her father and how he accepted that that was something that she was going to have to go through, like, even as a young woman, like as a teenager.
Yeah.
So that was like, you know, that was a really standout episode for the whole series, but there's 5 episodes there.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Toby's one of my inspirations. I think Addie is one of my inspirations. Obviously, she works with her husband for media works, and like those two are just like amazing. Gabriella Kingsley, obviously we share the same name, so I know she's doing big things for the Gabs. You know, and Ashley Jade, obviously. The Guap Mag guys, they inspired me from early.
They are so
Jide
sick.
and Ibrahim, they inspired me from early.
You're going to Guap Gala?
I am working a lot, so I don't think I'm going to make it.
Okay.
Give me your ticket.
You can take my ticket if you want.
Yeah, I'll take both.
What, you got a +1, yeah?
Yeah.
I need help with my costume though.
Yeah, you do. Even your daily.
Listen, Gaby, please. I am giving you so much exposure right now. If it wasn't for me, I don't think you'd be here right now. It's a fairy tale outfit I have to wear.
So what, you gonna go? You go?
I will go, yeah.
So I can't get a ticket.
I know you ain't going as Prince Charming. So.
you are looking for videographers.
Do you know what the worst thing is? When I get invited to places, yeah, they're like, yeah, come. And then they're like, oh, have you got your camera? No, I've got my suit and my tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
if the check's right here.
no, but bring your suit and tie and your camera at the same time.
Facts.
Bring
We
your
all start
tuxedo.
somewhere.
Yeah.
We all start somewhere still.
Doctors don't go out because they keep getting asked for advice.
Yeah.
In the middle of a party. You see, I got this back problem.
It's real.
For real, fam.
One time I went to a party. Everyone there was doctors. Everyone. I was like, no way. You lot are here.
How did you get invited?
To that party.
Yeah.
There's a friend of a friend.
Okay. Your uncle.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of events happening. Like, what gala's going on? Obviously, it's summer. Like, there's a lot of things that are just happening for the culture. Like, No Signal have like
They're
gone
popping
from
off right
being
now.
There, like, well, they were doing Recess and that before.
Their events
but
are
like,
sick.
yeah, their events are
They're
wicked.
so sick.
And then I was at Danky's last weekend, which was really fun. Like, there was such a good show out, and there was like a lot of good-looking people. I mean, the summer is doing people good. It's like, hey, I see you. And yeah, like, you know what? I'll be really sad when the hot weather's done, because it's only a matter of time.
I'm going to be
innit?
real. I've had enough.
Really?
I've had enough, bro. I'm sick, bro. I've Specs, I've had enough. I can deal with hot weather abroad, but in this country,
I do hear that. We're not really well equipped for it.
we're not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
It's mad still.
You see, you know how sick my winter clothings are. My winter
I like that
outfits.
as well. My winter outfits bang.
Come on, this is like, I wear shorts and tee and New Balance for like just for the sake of it.
Yeah, you're right. Winter really is your season.
100%.
I agree. My hoodie collection.
See, only the girls picked up on that joke. Why don't you get
What
it?
did he say? Did he say something funny?
I thought she kind of backhanded the compliment, but it was funny.
It's okay. What else do you want to ask me?
It's like, you know that meme when the girl's like, there's like equations above her head?
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. Talk to me about the cons of working in the industry. The lowest points. And then when you got into it, you were like, I did not expect this to happen. Or I did not expect to see this happen.
You know what? Yeah, my biggest, you know what really grinds my gears? When you're on production and you are so immersed in it, and I don't really eat sweets anyway, to be honest with you. I'm a chocolate kind of gal. So anyway, when it comes to the cons of the industry, for me, working in production, obviously I think I give up so much of my hours that I feel like often my social life like goes missing. Cause I'll be deep in pre-production for maybe like, if it's a program for broadcast, it would be like 2-3 weeks, innit? 2, 3, 4 weeks. And when I'm in that mode, I'm ghost. Like, you don't hear from me. I'm not hitting anybody up. I'm not really on socials. Like, I'm literally just like out my house, doing my work, come home, make dinner, go bed. repeat. Like literally, there's no room for anything else. And yeah, I feel like because I like being in the company of others. So it's like when my social life takes a hit because of what I'm doing in my day job, like that's really hard for me.
What about in the industry? Like within the industry? Or is it just the cons are just outside the industry regarding timing?
No, I think that the cons, I just always come back to like women because I know how hard we work and I know how committed we are to making things happen. And there's always that added pressure of like what society expects of you as a woman.
Is there any misogyny?
There's a lot of misogyny within the industry. And unfortunately, it's like people, like men just don't recognize it. Even when it's happening so clearly, like in front of you.
Yeah.
And some women who have internalized that, they won't recognize it either. So when you point it out, they don't even see it. And I think that's what's really hard because as women, like you know when the whole abortion thing happened and the Roe versus Wade thing, and then it's like bare people just like, you know, in a lot of states, you're now not able to get you don't have access to a safe abortion. Like, imagine if women, as half of the human race, we all came together and said, you know what? We're not having babies no more. You lot are not able to reproduce with us until we fix this problem. Can you imagine? I mean, yeah, like, as women, I just feel like we're so used to having our power taken from us.
Yeah.
And even when we're actually the ones in the room speaking the most sense, which is very often, like how often we're muted and dismissed and taken for idiot. Like, it could never run if we all just came together and was like, right, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. No one's gonna falter. We're all committed to this and we're gonna change it. Like there would be massive changes and there would be improvements for not only women but for men as well.
Do you voice your concerns when that comes up at work?
In spaces that I can. Yeah. But it's political.
And do you get heard?
Yeah, but then people don't want to deal with it.
That's crazy.
When I bring that shit up, that will be the first reason why I'm now told to leave the room. Like, they'll silence it because it's convenient. It's like, it's convenient to just continue
that's
the way
wild,
that
man.
things are. And obviously I'm not going into detail, so it's hard
Of course.
imagine that what I'm saying even has any truth to it. But I can tell you now, I'm not chatting shit.
Yeah. I hear you.
But you know what? As we have been, we'll make it work regardless.
Well, of course.
But it would be nice if we didn't have to struggle so hard to make this shit happen. I don't like when there's so much going on. Like, I feel like I can't really just like, I can't kiki over TikTok. I can't do that. I ain't even got the app on my phone. You think I'm kikiing about TikTok? No, I can't. So like, I recognize that there are some serious issues within our society and in the way that people are programmed these days.
Let's take like big female influencers.
Okay.
They're using their platform for, of course, let's say clothing or whatever.
Okay.
And you feel like they are showcasing. They should be using their platform to raise the concerns that are happening right now in society rather than what they're doing. Essentially, using your platform for the good rather than.
No, I don't think that anybody has a obligation to like speak on things that are uncomfortable for most to hear. Because I think that very often, especially as a woman, you then become subject to violence and you put your life at risk. The fuck you want to do that for when you could just be making your bag off of hauls? That's calm.
Fair enough.
Like, I feel like I I actually don't feel like it's an issue that women need to vocalize anymore, because I think that we've actually said and shown
Done enough.
what's going on. And actually, if there were more male allies that were prepared to do as much work as women have done to get us to this level of equity, then I feel like that could really be a game changer for a lot of like boys. Do you know what I mean? Because everything that we do influences the next generation of people. And that's why I'm so clear on my mission, because I know that what I want to do is improve the esteem of our next generation, so that they can dream bigger and they can achieve more things, and they have the confidence in themselves and their identity and like what they're bringing to the table. Like, that's who I aim to inspire. So if some men can also come and be that voice of reason and teach equality and teach respect and teach value and be loud about it, like, it's their voices that are going to be heard and that might actually spark some change. But obviously, I read somewhere that men are emotionally attracted to other men. They might be physically attracted to women, but emotionally, no.
Specs,
You lot are compatible.
Specs, what's going
Oh, I heard that the other day.
Don't look at me.
So all I'm saying about that is that it will take men to reason, like, as you lot always do anyway, it will take men to reason with other men to actually change the perspective or how you view women or how you value women, or, you know, outside of your immediate family. Because it's really easy to say, oh, you have to respect your mum because she birthed you, or you have to respect your sister because she grew up in the same house as you, or whatever. But what about the women who you don't know intimately or you don't live with? Like, can you not extend your respect to them as well?
So you think, okay, that's actually no. That's actually a good point. So the men should be the ones to actually vocalize rather than women. They've already done their bit.
Don't you think? Because
Yeah. I
don't even want to say feminism, but
No. I hear you.
It's become so dirty. Like, it's such a dirty word. Like, it's such a dirty word for women to keep going on about it, and it's like, oh, anti-men. Oh, you lot all hate men anyway. Oh, you lot should just be lesbians. All right.
Damn.
Maybe we'd be more emotionally satisfied if we all were. How about that? I'm half joking. But obviously, yeah, I just feel like.
Do you think there's like a format or like an idea that you have in mind? Because it seems like you're quite passionate about.
There's so many programs that I'm going to create on this whole topic. Okay. Cool.
You gonna talk me through it? Can you talk about it?
I have ideas. I've always been inspired by, like, okay, so Erykah Badu, she's got a song called The Other Side of the Game.
Sick.
Obviously that song, like, the videos for it, the visuals for it, like, it's very intimate, and it's got Andre 3K in it, and like,
I've never heard anyone call him Andre 3K.
Oh, really?
In my life.
Put some respect on his name.
Andre 3K. Nah, I love him so much. And like, obviously Erykah's speaking on, in the song, Erykah's speaking on like her man being out, and she's not really sure if she can continue with like supporting him, because obviously what he's doing is like a mad thing, isn't it?
Okay.
And so I would love to create a program which basically like embodies the women that she's referring to.
Okay.
And like, yeah, you know, you're seeing your man go out and he's doing whatever, like, you know, he's on road, or he's doing what he needs to do to make his money. He's doing what he needs to do to survive. You're obviously an accomplice to that, or like you're involved. You're holding it down. You've been holding it down. And like, what's your story, sis? What's your story? What's your story? Because when we see them represented in, okay, Top Boy, you know, as the seasons progress, okay, we see a little more three-dimensional characters for women. But the real three-dimensional characters that we see of women that have been done recently is in P Valley. Have you seen that? Yo, P Valley.
Hold on. I'm alright there.
It's on Stars. P Valley on Stars will show you. Yeah, it's a program about strippers, but every single woman in that show has a deep backstory. Like, you're not missing out on anybody, anything. Like, they aren't just strippers. That's not even the first thing that you think of when you look at these women, because you get to know who they are behind that, or aside from their career. So I just feel like having women represented in the multifaceted space that we often occupy, I think is like, that's the type of programs I'm gonna be making.
What format?
I think it is gonna be drama. Like, when I get to that point, I think I'm definitely gonna have some strong writers, and I'm definitely gonna have like, it's probably gonna be a series, you know. But aside from that, like, even just introduce, because you have to remember that we're so early on in our stage of like celebrating our culture and feeling joy when we think about being black. Like when we were in school, it was never cool. Like, people would deny that they were African. Do you know what I mean? Because being Caribbean was a bit better. But like, we're still in this infancy. So whilst we're all quite accustomed to seeing our stories and our talent represented on our platforms and our mediums, actually the wider world and nation, they haven't seen that yet. So there's still so many stories that are still unheard and still to be explored and exposed. And so I love factual entertainment. I want to represent real people. Good. So I'll do that. I think I'll do that first. Good. And then I will start to create the narratives around that.
Good. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
Well said. I heard you met 50 Cent.
I did.
Yeah,
I didn't shake his hand. But basically...
did you give him the girl look, like, come over?
No. It was one of those moments where it's like, oh, have you got your camera? Like, I was there for an event called NatPay. Okay. Which is an annual TV market event, which is held in America. And the reason I was there is because I won a scholarship for TV executives, aspiring TV executives.
Well done.
Thank you. But then COVID happened, and then I didn't really get to to go to as much as what was like advertised. But I am going to things this year to make up for what we lost in it. But anyway, when I was in Miami at NatPay, they were talking about power, and the creator of the series, Courtney Agbo Kemp, was there as well. She's one of my inspirations, to be fair.
Nice.
And I was just gassed to be in the room with these lot. And then obviously they've stood up and they're like walking, they're going to a next room, and I'm just like, I'll be damned if I ain't in that room. You know them ones. I'm like, huh? We're going. All right, cool. Say that. Are we going now? So obviously I've like followed them into this side room, and then it's like they've got the backdrop and stuff like for the event.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, 50's here, Courtney's here, some other producers here. Who's got a camera? I'm the only person with a camera there.
Oh,
so I'm turning around like, I'm a photographer. More time, I don't actually deal in stills at all, yeah.
Oh.
But I'm like, I got my camera. They're like, cool, you need to take these photos now. I'm like, cool. Someone get a flash up, because I don't know how to operate it. But yeah, I took photos of them. They did their red carpet moment. I was the photographer. And that was lit.
Did you speak to him?
No, I didn't speak to them.
Okay. But you built your connections? They
looked me in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what you need sometimes.
So they know you exist now. That's all that matters. 50 knows you exist.
Somewhere, yeah. When I reunite with man, obviously that will be a good story, won't it?
Oh, yeah. But did you make connections with them? Did you like take their details or not? Did you speak to them at all?
No, like one of their PR people approached me and was like, okay, with these photos or with these photos, I'm gonna need you to send them to me in the morning. Okay, like straight away. I'm gonna need them in the morning. Here's my email address. I'm like,
they're so jarring.
Just my email address. Yeah, auntie.
And you talk to me about you, me, and Burna Boy, or working with them.
Yeah.
What was that for?
So we did a Havana Club campaign. Obviously, he's released his bottle and stuff.
Isn't that Skepta's bottle?
No, Skep was one of the ambassadors for Havana Club, but I think that was like a couple of years ago now. I think that was like last year or something. A couple of years ago, anyway.
Oh, is it?
So obviously they've done like a Burna Boy bottle now. Yeah, so we produced the promo for that.
What is Havana?
Havana Club. It's rum.
It's rum, yeah.
You should know.
Why would I know?
You're literally like Jamaican, so.
All of that stuff is cap, yeah. Not every Jamaican drinks rum.
Oh, please. Fake news. Fake news. But yeah, that was a good shoot.
I'm actually surprised you don't know that one. Bro, Havana's everywhere. Bro, every artist is holding the bottle.
Tell me about
Trust.
strain. Alcohol.
You know, back at oh mate, you probably got a catalogue of it.
Of what?
The weed strains.
Oh, nice.
Is it though? Is it? No, that Havana Club shoot was good, but we pulled it together really last minute. Shout out to Lena. Lena's one of my inspirations as well. And she's wicked. You know what? Yeah, Lena's wicked. Don't ever forget about Lena Ben Shadok, you know.
Is she lot as well?
Is she? Who is she?
Luti.
Luti. She Luti.
Yeah.
I ran into her on a random thing on Central. It was like a New Year's or something. I was shooting and I met her. And she was with another girl,
Fleur, yeah.
Yeah.
For We Are Lola.
And I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Because they would say,
Yeah, no, I love those girls, like those women. They're doing big things for like indie, like to represent indie production companies. They just hosted, I say hosted, but they co-produced Central C's thing for Lyrical Lemonade. Oh. And Lyrical Lemonade, obviously Cole Bennett, like he's got a massive reputation as well. But yeah, they're doing wicked, like those girls. You better come correct. Dumb.
Is that who you want to work with? Who do you want to work with?
I have worked with them.
Central C?
No, I worked with Lavinia.
Yeah.
I worked with Lavinia. I work with Karen. I love Karen as
well. Who do you really want to work with?
Who do I really want to work with?
Right now.
I really want to work with Jenna Curry. I really want to work with Jenna Curry. She's a fantastic director. She does documentaries. She did Daughters of the Dust. Oh, phenomenal movie.
You sound like my English teacher. Allow it.
Oh. Sorry. I just get passionate. You know what I mean?
What about an artist that you want to work with?
Oh, an artist?
Yeah, someone that Specs might know.
That limits me quite a lot.
Yeah.
To be fair. Am I limited to drill only? I would work with La Vida Loca. I would work with Trillery Banks.
Okay.
I would work with Ruby Rose just because I think she could perform.
If you work at Ruby Rose, let me do BTS.
Can I wait, no, you do the video, I'll do the stills.
Anyway. Yeah. No, I would work with Meg because I think she's wicked. Megan as well. I would work with I've sort of worked with Miss Banks before, but I would love to work with her again.
Have you worked with Skepta?
I haven't worked on a shoot with Skepta, but I do work with his company Big Smoke.
Ooh.
So I have a couple of projects in development with Big Smoke. So working with a wider team in order to basically change the game.
What does Big Smoke do exactly?
That's a very good question. Big Smoke is a creative entity, which embodies a few different companies spanning across fashion, art, music, production, PR. It's like a hub of creativity. And it's led like by Skep. So his vision always comes first. And that's what's really special about it because, you know, he just understands he just knows what he's doing at all times. Like, man moves correct. And we all facilitate his dreams, innit?
Well, what's he creating exactly though? Is it just regarding music?
I bet you want to know. I bet you do. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait on that one still.
Before we wrap up, because you got not much time, talk to me about your involvement in the Euros.
In the Euros?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
wow.
My girl, my day one, is the captain of the England ladies team, yeah, and they fucking brought home that trophy, yeah. They brought it all the way home, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you better get to know Leah Williamson. Big news. Big news.
Did you have any involvement in the Euros?
Only...
Is it? Yes, Gabby.
Can't stand you.
What?
What, you didn't see me on the pitch? Giving it all of that? Yeah. No, yeah, but to be fair, I wasn't a striker. I wasn't a striker in the Euros.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, back in the day, me and Leah, like, if she was playing for the school, I was playing with her in it. Like, we won county cups. We did our thing. And I was always there on the pitch, running alongside her.
Can you believe they brought it home, bro? Flipping heck.
Yeah, we did.
Where's the man?
Sorry, but the women achieved what the men couldn't do.
Where are the man?
But wait. There's a serious conversation that needs to happen here because,
Chat to me, go on.
For the first time ever, we're actually seeing women being, women's football being supported on a commercial level.
Yeah.
And there has never been so much investment into that area of the industry as we're seeing now.
Yeah.
And because we've achieved such a massive win, we can't go back. Like, we can't go backwards.
Yeah.
So the World Cup now
Yeah.
is going to be mad.
Oh.
The World Cup is going to be crazy. I'm trying to see everybody at their local pubs, watching the women kickball on the screen.
Wait, who? Huh?
You're here for it?
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah.
that's my fucking
Who do you support? Do you watch football?
I support Arsenal and England.
You know, I didn't know that about you.
Really? Yeah, I've been at Arsenal. I've been a Gooner my whole life. Literally.
Ugh.
Never mind. It's fine. You brought me to East.
I don't live in East.
Yeah, but
What is your problem with East? Why does everyone hate East? Why is it so
It would be
attacked?
better if you ask me what's good about East. Narrow it down a bit.
There's Wendy's.
Is there?
These I don't know. Shakira. Oh, have you had Wendy's?
no.
Wendy's.
Wendy's is
There was a Wendy's in Wembley by the petrol station opposite Wembley Park.
no, that's not Wendy's.
What's that? No, Wimpy's. That's Wimpy's. You might know about Wimpy's.
Oh shit.
Right, Gabby. Before we wrap, tell me about any upcoming projects, anything that's on the way.
Okay, so
What do you have planned?
I just finished filming a documentary of ZZ Mills that's gonna come out in Black History Month.
Nice.
So that will be out in October, and then we're about to go into filming on Blue Therapy for Channel 4 as well. That's been very interesting.
I can't believe Channel 4 bought that.
Yeah, they fucking did.
Wow,
Bro, that shit blew up on the internet.
that's mad.
Yeah.
One YouTube fam, and it's like, and the idea is so simple. Just couples in
But
therapy.
that's the key. I'm sorry, but that's the key. You remember how excited I got about formats earlier?
Yeah.
So that's the key to a format. Is having something very simple, which is repeatable in any territory for any culture. So you can literally take Blue Therapy and translate it
Into any Oh my
language.
God.
You can put any type of therapist in there. You can have any type of couples in there, and you will continue to earn off the back end as the creator. Key to format isn't just about dubbing, because you're actually gonna make it relevant in the culture that you're selling it to.
Yeah.
So you have to have like people that they like to have and see on screen, and they need to be spoken to. Like, for example, on our show, we might have a couple which has like an aspect of polygamy, and like, you know, they have a very open relationship. But then in another culture, like, you could never even talk about that shit, because it's like one man to one woman, innit? Or in another culture, you might have one man to like 5 wives. And then that's a whole different conversation. So, but the same principle applies. And then you that's how, as a creator, you get in your bag.
Amazing. Really well said. Gabby, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Specs, as well, for bringing Gabby on as well. Oh, a round of applause for Specs.
Oh, we're
Shakira
applauding
as
him.
well.
Get them
Shakira's
nails
involved as well.
clapping, girl. I'm joking. We didn't talk about our nails.
No, you
Let me
don't
see-
need
let
to
me
talk
see your
about
nails.
it. You can just appreciate
Did
it.
you,
Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
did you do them yourself?
Nah, she wishes.
No, I just like support art in it.
Let me see your right thumb. What's that?
Maramaki.
Yeah,
This
that's
girl
sick.
had a tennis ball on her finger one time when I linked her.
Did I?
A tennis ball.
It was a fluffy tennis ball.
Oh yeah, I did have a
On
fluffy
her-
one.
Why? Why? How
was
did you
fun.
go about your day with that on your flipping?
No, it was removable, so you can put it on and take it off.
Oh, we thank God for that.
Yeah.
But it was really cute. Thank you though for having
No
me.
worries.
Appreciate it.
More than welcome.